Over on Jaguar Gatorade, a new college football video is out. In this video, we talk about a bizarre controversy involving Baylor in the 1990s, and how they needed to lose in order to make a bowl game, as a win would keep them out of the bowl picture. Click the card in the upper right corner to watch. And now, on with our feature presentation.
A coaching change for the Colts. The team's offensive coordinator is out. The organization just announced firing Marcus Brady 5 seasons into the job. Head coach Frank Reich calls this an incredibly hard decision, but one that, in his words, I felt needed to be made in the best interest of the team.
Yeah, something tells me Marcus Brady wasn't the problem. Something tells me Marcus Brady wasn't the one holding this offense back that needed to go. And that the moment he was fired, that Frank Reich could get everything running the way he wanted to. I have a hunch about that. And the reason why? This absolute embarrassment against the New England Patriots from Sunday. Look, Frank Reich is a dead man walking as a head coach. There is no way around it. If they don't make the playoffs this year, he's as good as gone. Jim Irsay isn't going to put up with him, his infuriating losses, and his boneheaded decision-making anymore. At this point, every game for Frank Reich is do or die. At this point, he's fighting for his job every single Sunday, and there could very well be a moment that you're watching one of my videos and you get a notification on your phone or on the TV watching ESPN or NFL Network that Frank Reich has been relieved of his duties. And yes, Frank Reich has made a ton of baffling coaching decisions over his entire career with the Colts, but especially in recent years. Heck, I did a dumb decisions video about an absolutely terrible field goal that he tried against the Tennessee Titans earlier in the season, when the Colts were down by 7 points with 2 minutes left, and they opted to try a field goal of 50+ yards to cut a one-possession game into a one-possession game. You can learn more about that by clicking the card in the upper right corner. Now, is what Reich did in this game as bad as that? Honestly, it's pretty debatable. At least the botched field goal call was one play. This was 2 absolutely brutal plays run in succession that was a clear case of a coach getting way too cute for no reason whatsoever, and trying to reinvent the wheel by picking up a yard in the stupidest and most convoluted way possible. Because when Reich inevitably gets fired for how bad this season has gone, people will point to this play as one of the main exhibits in favor of his departure. For those who aren't watching this in the immediate aftermath of the game, here's a brief recap of how we got to this point. It's November 6, 2022. It's week 9 of the NFL season, and as we hit the halfway point of the year, we've got an AFC battle on our hands between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts over at Gillette Stadium. For the Colts, this game feels like a must-win. As things stand, this is a team that sits at 3-4-1 and is falling behind in the playoff picture with each passing day. The offense has been completely anemic, entering this game with the 3rd worst offense in football and just one game with more than 20 points. And they've made a quarterback change, taking out the injured and declining Matt Ryan and replacing him with Sam Ehlinger, the second-year man out of Texas. After he looked decent in his first career start last week against the Washington Commanders, going 17 for 23 with 201 yards and a passer rating over 100, even though it came in a losing effort, maybe he can build off of that as the Colts head up to Foxborough. Yeah, so much for that. Because what followed was an absolute domination from start to finish, where honestly, you could put 11 random people watching this video out there on offense for the Colts, and the outcome would have been very similar. When I say that the Colts had nothing going through the first 3 quarters of football, I truly mean that they had nothing going. In total, the Colts had 10 drives prior to the incident in question. They mustered up 3 points. Those 3 points came on a field goal on a drive where they already started in New England territory due to a Patriot fumble. On their first 6 drives of the game, they had 18 total yards, meaning that they were averaging 3 yards a drive, and they were averaging less than 1 yard per play. 6 of their first 10 drives ended with a 3-and-out, and 2 of them ended with the team only mustering up 1 first down. If you were a Colts fan and were actually able to finish this game without being distracted and looking at your phone, or talking with a friend and haphazardly paying attention, more power to you, because everything about this game was ugly with a capital U. However, as the third quarter was coming to an end, the Colts, the only team in football to trail in the fourth quarter of every game entering the quarter, were still alive if they could get something going here. They were only down 16-3. The defense was holding its own. No, that's obviously not good, but it could have been a lot worse. Get a score here to cut it to a one-possession game, and we're talking. After a pass by Sam Ehlinger to Michael Pittman for a gain of 5, and a run by Ehlinger to pick up 4, the Colts seem like they're in a good spot, and at the very least, are in a spot where it's 4-down territory. You need 2 plays to get 1 yard. Remember, this is 1 measly yard that we're talking about. You've been struggling all day on offense. No need to reinvent the wheel and get cute. No need to do something out of the ordinary and try something tricky here that seems like it has a low probability of work.
3rd and short yardage. That's not going to get it done.
Oh, run up the middle to, let me check my notes. Kylan Granson? The tight end? Seriously? You gave the ball up the middle to your tight end? Okay. Well, now it's 4th down because that clearly didn't work. And at least you've got some time to think about this play, seeing as we're changing sides since it's the start of the 4th quarter. Let's see what you've got drawn up here. Again, it's only 1 yard. As long as you don't do something stupid here, like, I don't know, pitch it 8 yards backward and try to get the first down that way, you should be fine.
The pitch. Jackson cuts it back. Looking for first down yardage, did not get there.
Welcome to Dumb Decisions. Before I break down what happened here, this whole series is about taking an in-depth look at decisions made during games that were clearly awful from the start. This isn't something I look bad in hindsight. Rather, this is something I look awful almost immediately. These are moves where your gut instinct tells you right away that there is no way this can possibly work. And sure enough, your gut instinct was smarter than that of an NFL head coach. And for this one, we're taking a look at the mind of Indianapolis Colts head coach Frank Reich. His days are numbered. I don't know when he's getting fired, and whether that's going to be the end of the season, during their bye week a month from now, when they officially get mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, or right now as you're watching this video. But one thing I know is for sure, he's as good as gone by the end of the 2022 season, barring a complete miracle. This is now 3 straight losses for the Colts, and this one, especially offensively, was not even the slightest bit competitive. And while there were many reasons for that, absolutely atrocious play calling was one of the big ones. And that could not have been made any clearer than it was during this abysmal sequence right here. So with that being said, let's talk about why having this absolutely insane 2-play sequence of a tight end run and a pitch play when you need 1 freaking yard is a really bad idea. Again, and I cannot stress this enough as I'm going through this, we're talking about 1 yard. 3 feet. You have 2 plays to get 1 yard. Football is a series of mini games where the goal is to pick up 10 yards, and you are on the verge of winning this mini game, and you lost complete sight of that here. Because let's start with a tight end run to Kylan Granson. The Colts drafted the SMU tight end in the 4th round of the 2021 NFL Draft. That play was quite literally his first career carry in the NFL. When he was at SMU in his college career, there was only 1 time ever that he got the handoff up the middle. He got it on a handful of times on reverse plays, but only 1 time did he ever have a situation where he got the handoff, had no running start, and his goal was to put his head down and plow ahead for the first. It came in 2020 against Texas State, which was the last time he ever got a handoff in his college career, which doesn't seem to be a coincidence. It's 28-21 SMU, and they're faced with a 4th and 1, so they decide to go for it by handing it off to Granson. And if I stop it right here where he gets the ball, this looks like an easy first down. There is no one in the backfield there to blow up the play. You need about a foot. As long as you don't run into your own offensive lineman, you should be able to pick up the first down. You're never going to guess what happens next. That's right. He ran into his own offensive lineman, lost all momentum, and couldn't cross the first down line. Nice job. That was the last time he ever touched the football on a handoff, over 2 years ago. And the Colts were so impressed with that play, which was the first and only time he tried a run up the middle at SMU, that they decided to run that play in a do-or-die situation on 3rd and 1. Unsurprisingly, the play gets completely blown up at the line of scrimmage. Who could have seen that one coming, aside from, I don't know, literally anyone who watched Kylan Granson play in college? I don't know what it is this year with coaches deciding that on 3rd and 1, the best way to get the first is to give it to a wide receiver or tight end. But there's a reason why you have running backs, and there's a reason why these plays usually do not work out. But if that was the only part of the equation, as bad as this was, it probably would not have made dumb decisions. Yes, calling a run up the middle with your tight end, who has never gotten a carry in his NFL career before, and the only time at his last school that he ran up the middle, it failed spectacularly, is really dumb. But there has to be something more than that. And that's where we get to the absolutely genius decision, needing 1 yard, and with your offensive line struggling all day, to not just pitch it to the outside, already starting 8 yards back with a yard to go, but pitch it to the shorter side of the field, so he has less room to turn the corner and has less space to work with. I mean, for crying out loud, look at this screenshot the moment that Deion Jackson catches the football. He never had a shot in the world at getting the first down here. This play was dead from the start. You have number 3 on the Patriots, Jabril Peppers, and number 8 on the Patriots, Juwan Bentley, with no one blocking them and in pursuit of the ball carrier. Look, I'm not going to pretend like the Colts offensive line was playing well, because they weren't, and they haven't been playing well all season, and Quentin Nelson may be one of the biggest disappointments in football this year. And I'm not going to pretend that they were doing anything noteworthy on the ground, because prior to that play, Jackson had 10 carries, and none of them went for more than 5 yards. He was only averaging 2.3 yards per carry thus far. The Pats' run defense was playing lights out. I don't care how you want to slice it. That's not good. But as you're watching right now, you might notice something. None of those runs went for negative yardage. Literally every time Jackson touched the ball, even if it didn't get a lot of yards, at minimum, he got back to the line of scrimmage. And he picked up a yard on 90% of his runs that day before that play, with all of those runs being regular old handoffs that started up the middle. In fact, if you took literally any 2-run sequence that he had on the day, he would have had enough yards for the first down. In the absolute worst case scenario, he picked up 3 yards on 2 carries. Again, you only needed 1 yard. The Pats' run defense was playing well, but they didn't have any run stuffs at that point up the middle. You could run it on them in this situation. And instead of sticking with a winning formula, and I use the term winning very loosely because it's not like they were running with much success, but they were doing enough where it would have been enough for the first down, you completely change it up, and not just run with a tight end who has no running start, but compound that with a pitch play that you didn't need to call at all. And that's especially true when you realize that entering this game, Deion Jackson had 43 carries in his career. He lost yards on 7 of them. Of those 7, 6 of them came to the left or right side of the field, meaning that only 1 time in his career had he lost yards on a run up the middle. Those are good stats, but nope. Frank Reich decided that right now, with his job on the line and with the game on the line, that it was a good time to be stupid and cost his team the game. Just absolutely moronic coaching all the way around. If you want a sequence that's been emblematic of literally every bad thing offensively that's happened to the Colts this season, from poor play calling, to poor blocking, to poor running, to poor everything, look no further than what happened here. So what do we learn from all this? If you need 1 yard, don't get cute. Now is not the time to get creative, especially when you have an offense that's been struggling and that can't move the ball to save their lives. If you need 1 yard, assuming that you're just going to run the ball twice, since your quarterback has been struggling and has been getting sacked all day, just give it to your halfback up the middle and let him do the dirty work. Don't give it to a tight end who can't run up the middle, has never successfully done it before, and has never gotten a carry in the NFL. And don't compound that by calling a toss play when your running back has been having success up the middle relative to the situation. And when your job is on the line, now is not the time to get cute for no reason. Because when all these elements are in play, you can't exactly be surprised when this play backfires. Talk about a dumb decision. Get your official Jaguar Gator 9 merchandise by going to jg9shop.com, and be sure to like this video, ring the notification bell, and subscribe down below if you haven't already, as it helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out Twitch every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for your chance to play NFL trivia and win cash prizes. Link in the description below. If you want to see videos like this condensed down to 60 seconds, then follow me on TikTok at JaguarGator9. To see college football videos, subscribe to JaguarGator8. To see highlight videos of players throughout the history of the NFL, subscribe to JG9 Highlights. Also, special thanks to all of our Patreon supporters for helping out the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. See how you can become a patron and request future video topics in the description below.